about time that spring has sprung. I just want to take this in for a moment. It's pretty good. Welcome everybody. This is a day lots of folks have been looking forward to over the last year, and I think in many ways the project speaks for itself. But we're here today to announce the reopening of the Buttonwood Senior Center. It's for those of you who are familiar with the center, and I see folks here who have been involved in the project one way or the other, and I'll give a number of shout outs because this is certainly a team effort. But you know, the Buttonwood Warming House has been a senior center for many years, and it has served the city very well all along. It's an inviting place, obviously, right on Buttonwood Pond, with ample parking here, although maybe not ample enough. It's there always seems to be a little bit of congestion, but that's a sign of popularity. And of course, the connection to Buttonwood Park as well. It's a very scenic site, and it is so well programmed that it's really, to my mind, a real strong feature of our commitment to being an age-friendly city that we reinvested here. Over the years, this was somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was a WPA project back in the 30s. And like a lot of those projects, like the Wharfington building on the waterfront, I think this is probably reused, correct? Does anybody know the history from one of the mills, like the Thompson Mills? It was a WPA project nonetheless. But it's been here, and a lot of folks have seen the older photos of the swimming that went on here for years and years, and now there used to be when I was a kid the paddle boats, and now we have the swan boats. It's all very cool. It's a great recreational asset, but it's a great asset for our seniors. We are committed to being an age-friendly city in every respect. Deb Lee, our director of the Council on Aging, is here, and I'll ask her to come up and speak in a second. But she and Cynthia Walquist, the director of Community Service, and Pat Sullivan, the director of Housing, Community Services, Community Development, have worked really hard toward that end. We want New Bedford to be a place where people of every age can enjoy what New Bedford has to offer, and it has to offer an awful lot. And this is a mark of our commitment. This reinvestment here, which turns it into a modern building, really upgrades everything. All the systems, the heating systems, the doors, the windows, everything has just been redone. We're going to be putting the cupola back on top, so in case you notice that's not there, that's in the shop getting made just so that it can have the look it always had, which is modeled off of a lot of the cupolas that are closer to the waterfront. But it's all, the goal here again is to make this we want New Bedford to be an even more livable city, and again for every age. And investments like this are necessary to achieve those goals. So I want to thank everybody here. I mean, it's like a look around. It's like I could thank everybody by name individually, but I just let me just start off by hitting a handful of the people who are intimately involved. Overseeing the construction was DFFM. Nick Pereira, George Osler did a great job in making sure that the project moved forward on time and on budget and looked just so. And the great work that they do to attending to detail is really important. The architects at MVG, Frank Tedesco, leading the charge there. George Figueredo locally, great work, guys, as always, and making it look to a high standard of execution. The funding, of course, Pat Sullivan and his team at Housing and Community Development did a great job in making sure that from a financial standpoint, using community development block grant funds, that went to work well. $475,000 budget here, so a significant city investment, and good use of taxpayer dollars too. I mean, that's federal funding that's coming through New Bedford for a very important purpose. I'll just, as a plug for the CDBG program, again, we have, and I don't mean to sound too political, but every year now, this will be the third year in a row in which the executive branch of the federal government and Congress fight over that program. The executive branch is saying zeroed it out, and Congress has restored it every year in the last 2 years. It's not the program it used to be, but it's still a significant one for the city, and I think this is proof positive of that. So I just wanted to, thank our federal delegation for continuing to support that program. Congressman Keating, who couldn't be here today, is one of those proponents. The programming here is fabulous. Deb Lee and her team at the Council on Aging and many of the board members in the Council of Aging are here behind me and over there. And I just want to thank all of you guys for your support in making, again, New Bedford an age-friendly city. Paula Shiner from Coastline is here with many members of her team. Again, thank you for your work in support of this effort. Lots of folks to thank. In fact, I'll go to my notes just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Town of Acushnet, which absorbed a number of folks from this center, were able, as construction was going on, we're able to continue a lot of the programs without skipping a beat. So I want to thank the leadership of the town for making that happen as well. And I also want to thank Baraka Construction for doing a lot of the major work here. Again, it's just very well executed, and that counts for a lot. I'll just close with this, and I want to ask Deb Lee to come on up and say a few words. But we're committed to excellence in the city. We're committed to excellence in the way that things are designed, the way that things are built, the way that our programs work, the relevance of our programs, and because our residents deserve that level of effort. I mean, these things, we have press conferences to talk about, to achievements, and we can stand in front of something and say, great job, and that's fitting and proper, and that's what we're doing right now. But in a larger sense, what we're really trying to convey to folks that this is a great place to live, and we're committed to making it so, and it takes a lot of effort among a lot of people to come together and to do it. And it's not just words, it's actual action. And so I want to salute everybody for being there, for making it happen. It's very well done. So with all that, let me call upon Deb Lee to say a few words on behalf of her board and as well as community services. Cynthia's back there somewhere. Hi, Cynthia. Want to make sure you're hearing all this. But I want to call Deb Lee up just to say a few words.
Welcome. It's great to have you all here to join in the celebration. Number of people that the mayor thanked, and it's a wonderful thing. If you've never been to Buttonwood Senior Center, you're missing out. If you haven't been in a while, it's actually amazing. The windows are beautiful, the lighting is beautiful, people are really enjoying the space. It's our mission at the New Bedford Council on Aging to constantly be looking for ways to improve the lives of our seniors and our elderly population and keep them age friendly, to make improvements where improvements are needed. And so, that being said, we really want to thank you again for coming. I want to thank my team. Pamela is my right-hand gal, and all the people that work for me, as well as our board. We work hand in hand with Coastline. We do a lot of collaboration together, and we couldn't do this without them. As well as community development, our hats off to you and the guys who did all the work. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Deb. Thanks for the effort. I also wanted to call Pat Sullivan up just to talk a little bit about the CDBG program. Pat made a big mistake today by outdressing his boss. As you can see, he's in a suit. Nevertheless, I'd like for him to come up and say a few words about the program and about his team's contribution to the project. Pat, sure.
Thanks, Mayor. This is a great event. I know that Cynthia Walquist and Deb Lee thought this day would never come when we finally get the opening of the senior center, but it was a tremendous collaboration. The mayor thanked a lot of key folks, and I think our office, working with DFFM and Nick and Mark Champagne, and working together to ensuring this completion of this project. So there's some nice elements here. The windows, historically done. George Figueredo did a fantastic job with some really nice finishing touches. The roof, it's really architecturally pleasing to look at as well. And then inside, all the functionality of upgrades to the bathroom and the kitchen really was a tremendous improvement to this great asset, as the mayor said, in the middle of the park. community development block grant funds were used for the majority of the construction here, and we also provide operating funding to the senior centers throughout the city. And over the years, we've been able to collaborate and prioritize assistance to seniors. It's a high priority of community development funds. This week, nationally, marks CDBG week. So cities all across the country, such as ours, are celebrating events like this to promote how important this program is, and the example of this particular project, and enabling CDBG funds to bring life back into this building and bring a pleasurable experience for our dedicated seniors throughout the city is tremendous. I'm joined today by members of our staff who are here. We've got a good representation, and everyone in our office was in a small way or in a large way part of this project, and I want to thank all of them tremendously. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you, Mayor, for your continued support of the CDBG program. We're doing some great projects such as this, and we're looking forward to continuing to do that.
All right, thanks, Pat. All right, thanks, guys. We have the ribbon to cut. It wouldn't be a ribbon cutting without a ribbon and without scissors. We have both. So why don't we gather around? I think we're ready to go. But again, I really do want to thank everybody for the effort here. This is going to make for great opportunities for a lot of folks, seniors and others, to really enjoy what we have to offer as a city. So thank you. With all that. All right, you ready? So, okay, who's chairing the council on aging? Who's the chair? Are you the chair now?
Yes, the chair. Pat's the vice.
Come on, be a little more assertive. All right, you ready? All right, you ready? On three. One, two, three. All right, thanks everybody. We appreciate the work.
Save you.